Welcome back. This is episode 12 of the Provenance Marketing Show, where we talk about New Zealand-made goods and services, but mostly goods on this show that are manufactured in New Zealand. And today we have a couple of amazing manufactured goods that are in the apparel outdoor range by two different companies. The first are a company that has just celebrated 25 years of manufacturing in New Zealand. They're based in Christchurch. Their name is Cactus Outdoors. And the company's got provenance. It's got a great story. If you go to their website, cactusoutdoors.co.nz, they've recently released an entire documentary about the process of coming up with the name through to why they got into business, why they made outdoor apparel, and surprisingly, it was never to make money. It was because they wanted more free time to go on adventures, outdoor adventures. And so they started making packs, and then they got into these super trousers. Now, these aren't brand new trousers. I've actually been wearing these for about a year because they, Rob down there, Rob Gray, who we did some filming down in Christchurch, he said they're indestructible. In fact, they like things like oil. And admittedly, I'm not a tradesperson, so I haven't worn these probably as hard as a plumber or a builder might, but they're in great condition. And they're almost indestructible, and I think that's what the guys at Cactus Outdoors like to say about their wear, is that you're going to get a good lifetime's worth of wear out of them. So if you're in the market for something that's almost indestructible, I would go and recommend seeing the guys at Cactus Outdoors. They've got a retail outlet in Christchurch where you can go in there and not only see what they've got in their retail store, but you can go out the back and talk to the machinists, actually talk to the people making your garments.
Cactus originally started in a little place in Plymouton. My friend's he was trying to build stuff that just didn't fall apart. That was tougher than anything else. This is a rubberized Kevlar. We're talking about trades that like groveling on the ground, tilers, plumbers, yeah.
If you need something because you've got super tall legs and you want it fitted a certain way, they can help you out with that. Next up on the list, also in the apparel outwear range, is a company called Earthsea Sky. Earthsea Sky have a great backstory, which I'll get onto. I've used this for the last year as my jacket when out on filming shoots for the Making It New Zealand series, simply because it's nice and fitted, it is waterproof, and it's windproof as well. So nice and warm through the winter months, particularly when we were filming down in Invercargill. And it's pretty light. Again, made in New Zealand, obviously. They put that right into their tag, so they're just as proud of it as we are. And I think this, probably underplayed, it's not something they make a big deal out of, but I think this could make a great corporate uniform for your logistics and factory workers, not just for outdoor wear. But Jane Ellis and the team will look after you down in Christchurch. Their family goes all the way back to Murray Ellis.
David's family had a manufacturing business in Dunedin. His grandfather was a mountaineer, and his grandfather had a close relationship with Sir Edmund Hillary. Roland made the sleeping bag that Ed took on his famous climb of Everest. In fact, that was one of the reasons the New Zealanders were able to be included on the expedition, because one of the conditions was that they wanted those New Zealand sleeping bags. So this was the jacket that they developed for the team that went down to the South Pole. And of course, the story is well known. They crossed the pole in the farm tractors. David's father was one of the two engineers that was responsible for converting the Massey Ferguson farm tractor.
Last up is really just a background to see, or to tell you where I've been in over the last week. I was up in Auckland for the pre-budget announcement with the Prime Minister and 360 chief execs around New Zealand, and got to have a brief chat with Minister Farfoy, who's the Minister for Commerce, Consumer Affairs, Customs and Immigration. And I'll cut in a photo here. Both of us had some pretty interesting ties on. Mine was the Parisian tie, which is also a New Zealand-made product. They're celebrating their 100th year. Parisian is celebrating their 100th year in business this year. That's astonishing. So this tie here, one of my favorites out of the collection, is number 3 of 16. They're only making 16 of these. So all these little details, like this little stitching that they've put in there. It says Parisian, made in New Zealand on the back. You can see on the tipping, the attention to detail. Established 1919. That's a beautiful fabric. This is the end of the tie. We actually watched him, Anna and I, make one of these ties up in Auckland at their premises that they've been at for decades. But that's all for this episode. We're looking forward to getting more products from the 1,200 businesses that we represent. So if you're watching, send some in. We'll feature it on the show. If you've got questions, or if you're on our Instagram or Facebook feed, comment below who you would like to see, and we're happy to put that in there. Hugo, I don't know if you're seeing anyone coming through at the moment. Is there any... Welcome to the 2 people on our Instagram Live. I appreciate you watching. We're trying something a little bit new. Usually we film these and then do a bit of editing before they go up into our Instagram TV and to YouTube. So appreciate all 2 of you. You've got to start somewhere. If you're a brand, don't be scared to get started on a new social network. Everyone starts with 1 or, as we are, 2 live viewers. That's it for episode 12. Hope you've enjoyed it. See you on the next episode, Lucky 13. These are released every Tuesday at 7 p.m. on YouTube and our social feeds, or if you're listening on the podcast, every Thursday at 7 p.m. That's it. Thanks for watching. See you next week.